مرحبا يا شباب، كيف حالكم؟ هلا أنا موجود في مدينة سان أنطونيو في جنوب تكساس. هلا متجه للداون تاون. الحرارة تقريبا هيك 22 24. الجو جميل، غائم جزئي. والدنيا ويكند يعني. تعالوا مع بعض ننزل نتفرج على الداون تاون ونروح على ناحية الريفر ووك تبعهم اللي موجود في الداون تاون. هو المفروض يعني يكون اشي جميل. انا اول مرة بدي ازور هذا المكان، فمنزوره سوا احنا مع بعض. هلا بدنا نمشي احنا في المدينة هاي، هي طبعا مدينة قديمة. بدنا نمشي في منطقة اللي اسمها الريفر ووك، هي تحت راح ننزل نمشي هلا تحت. بس انا لفت نظري هذا الجسر اللي عليه القفولة. تخيلوا، هاي المنظر شفته في اكثر من دولة يعني. اول مرة شفته في كوريا، في سيول كوريا. كل الحبيبة بيجوا مع بعض، بربطوا القفل وبرموا المفتاح تبع القفل، يربطوه مع بعض وبرموا المفتاح في المي. شوفوا على الناحية الثانية كمان. فصار هذا اشي تقليد في اماكن كثيرة في المدن السياحية. يلا هلا بدنا ننزل تحت ونقزر على ضفة النهر. انتبهوا.
The Briscoe Western Art Museum, and it's open 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. It'll be open tomorrow too. And active duty military get in for free. Veterans, just like you on the boat, get discounts. Children under 12 are free. We have a lot of children under 12 on the boats. There you go. Some of the things you'll find inside the Briscoe Western Art Museum include Pancho Villa's last known saddle, Santa Anna's ceremonial sword, a life-size replica of a stagecoach, all kinds of neat things. Now let me tell you guys, when I was a kid, there was a circus museum. I used to love going there. It was so much fun. Long before that, it began its first life in 1903. It's the very first public library in San Antonio. So you see, we have this long-standing tradition of trying to save our buildings, not tear them down when at all possible. But remember, keep your hands inside the boat, guys. So many of these buildings began as one thing and then became something else. They all have a lot of history. Over here to my right, guys, this cypress tree, the most common tree in the river, by the way. This one, its roots just naturally formed into a heart-shaped island. For over 100 years, people have been getting married on Marriage Island. It's even said to bring good fortune to all those who get married there. Yeah, how about that? Now, the only thing is, I don't know if it's true or not, because, you know, I'm still single and all that, so. What do I know, huh? That's just what they tell me. I'll tell you one thing, if Sandra Bullock ever makes it back to town, yeah, I understand she's single again. She's more than welcome to take my tour whenever she'd like. We could live happily ever after, just like the movies, right? Wouldn't that be something? Well, as we come out of this bridge, over to my right, more cypress trees, and this four-diamond hotel over here, the Westin Hotel. We have 17 four-diamond hotels in San Antonio, a dozen of which right here in the Riverwalk or downtown. The Westin Hotel is where the NBA players typically stay when they come to play our Spurs. But when I was a kid, a parking garage. Yeah. When I came back stateside 20 years ago next month, I had to park somewhere else to walk around downtown because I later learned that a few years earlier, November '99, it had become the Westin Hotel. Now, in front of the boat, Billy has been here for a while with a green tile roof as we're heading westward. Looking at the western side there, or the eastern side, just facing west. That is the Bexar County Courthouse. Dates back to 1896. It's become the largest and the oldest continuously operating historic courthouse in all of. Let's see if the sun's going to be in the way now. You're going to be looking eastward at the western side of the tower. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. That's a good picture of the Tower Light building. While you guys are getting that picture, let me tell you, in 1968, we moved the main public library, this much larger three-story building over here to my right. This is where I would come when I was a kid. But 30 years later, 1998, after I graduated college, was living overseas, worked in the Army, this got converted to the International Center. And where I used to park to go to the library, now we park some of our boats in there. And it's one of our two marinas. As we pass by, you can see boats in there, but where I cannot see boats, up ahead around these corners. Yes, I'm tall, but remember, I'm in the back. So I'm going to have to honk the horn and announce our approach. Here we go. Just like that. If there's anybody out there, well, they can't see us either. But they can hear the horn and know that we're coming. Just one of the many ways that keep you guys safe out here. So as we take this right turn, continue our clockwise loop, go north, going upstream for a bit. The river takes a left turn and goes south. So, take a look behind me, no boats coming. But they'd be coming from that opening you see over there. That's the entrance to the other marina, the main one where I got this boat earlier today, where it goes at the end of the night. As we head up north, for a few bridges, a few blocks, let me tell you a little bit about the San Antonio River. Okay, it is a natural spring-fed river that begins 4.5 miles north here on the campus of the University of Antonio, where the springs come up from underground. Flows south for a few miles to the zoo and the park, and then loops through downtown as we're doing on the tour, forming a great big bend. Looks like a backward C, what we call the horseshoe bend. And it takes a left turn behind me and heads out towards the Gulf of Mexico about 180 miles as it connects with the other four missions. So this section here, this is man-made, it connects the north and south end of that horseshoe. They can turn this beautiful site that we get to enjoy together this afternoon here. Beautiful weather here in the Memorial Day weekend. And what's since the mid-90s become the most popular tourist destination in the whole state of Texas. And the Alamo is number 2. If you think about it, guys, it makes perfect sense because the Alamo is only open certain hours, and the Riverwalk, being part of nature now, never closes. As we take our next right turn, we came out, I want to host the horn. Both are called floodgates. The one back there goes up real slowly. This one here, guys, well, it comes down real slowly. And as we go underneath, you can look up and see the floodgate here by closing these gates. The north and south one here, with the horseshoe. By closing the gates, when it does rain more heavily, we're able to isolate this horseshoe section. Make sure it doesn't flood in this inner part. And the flood channel we just left out there keeps it safe out in that area. So just a little bit of some of the behind the scenes safety measures of the river. And the Riverwalk, you like to read about, and you don't take it for sure. But up ahead on the other side of St. Mary's Street Bridge, there's our next loading dock. We've got 3 of them, same floor, same stories, different order. Their line had been through the bridge, and now their line's getting shorter. dock is called the Aztec Dock. It's right outside the Beautiful. Recently renovated Aztec Theater dates back to its opening June 4th, 1926. The heyday of motion picture palaces that were terrible was the most lavishly decorated of them all. So we had factory renovated, so that's what we do here. And we turned the theater into more or less a concert venue. As we pass by, you can look up above the people in line. See that top balcony over there. Aztec sculpture. A lot more like that inside the 6-story brick building in the house. We slowly pass by the boat. What's actually seen the movie? It's the other side of the bridge. Yeah. So as we pass underneath, turn around now and take a look. Get a picture of the Salina Bridge. So you can stand on the other side, the Robert Hudlin Bridge, this side, the Salina Bridge. When you watch the movie, you'll be like, oh yeah, thanks Captain Cole, you'll thank me later. So there's 2 movies to watch to relive your time in the boat. This is Congeniality in Salina. We've had many other movies filmed out here, but you gotta remember this is just a quick little overview tour, a little intro to San Antonio, if you will. That being said, take a look to my left. This is another 4-diamond hotel. This one's called the Westin Hotel. I'm sorry, we talked about the Westin Hotel. Just seems you're paying attention. No, we do not have more than one Westin Hotel. We have a couple of Hyatts, a couple of Hiltons, but this one is the Omni La Mansión del Rio. It's only one of the mansion on the river, and it opened up really April 1968, time for a World's Fair. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. But it began over 100 years earlier, 1853, as a school, eventually becoming St. Mary's University, relocated about 5 miles west here behind me. That, my friends, is the oldest Catholic college in all of Texas. It all started right there on the river. Now it's a beautiful 4-diamond hotel. You can see the movie Salina. So you see all these great examples of how we save our buildings, trying to tear them down when at all possible. Another good example is as we come out of this bridge, guys, point your cameras right now to my left to get ready. Way up high in the sky, point them to my left. Nobody's pointing. Works better if you trust me. See 1,000 times. There we go, look at that. Very tall building, it looks like it's flat. So what you're looking at there used to be a very important hospital in downtown San Antonio. The Nick's Hospital opened up late 1930 during the early days of the Great Depression. A couple of years later, the legendary comedian Carol Burnett was born right there. She turned 90 last month. A lot of medical firsts took place right here at the Nick's Hospital in downtown San Antonio. It did close right before the pandemic. The plans are to one day turn it into a hotel. Whether it'll be a 4-diamond one or not, time will only tell, I don't know. But right in front of us is a 4-diamond hotel right here I'm pointing up. The 16-story tall Hyatt Regency Riverwalk Hotel. The Hyatt opened up in 1981. For 42 years now, it's basically been the gateway to the Alamo. Because to get to the Alamo, all you gotta do is cut through the lobby of the Hyatt. Takes you up to street level, and then there's Alamo Plaza. Now, if you haven't been to the Alamo yet, look at that, the sun's coming out. There's some rain chance for tomorrow, so I'd recommend going to the Alamo after the tour. Here's what you need to know. It's free to get in. It's open every day of the year except for Christmas, 9 a.m. till 5:30, rain or shine, but shine, of course, is better. And you do need to go to the website first, thealamo.org, in order to secure a free online timed entry ticket to the chapel. You can walk around the rest of the 4.2 acres at your leisure, do a self-paced, self-guided tour. And over here to my left, we'll have live jazz music a little bit later on. They do this every night of the weekend, on the weekends or in the daytime as well. We'll be starting in a little bit, I'm sure. In fact, lots of live music on the Riverwalk, but the jazz started all 60 years ago, in fact, back in 1863, a half decade before the World's Fair. We'll talk about the World's Fair in just a moment. I got one more thing to tell you about. This building coming over here on my right, then we'll talk about the World's Fair. So over here on my right, coming up here, this is the Casino Club building. Dates back to 1927, used by Germans as a private club until World War II. Sat vacant for a long time. Eventually we renovated, turned the bottom part into a restaurant, as you see here. The top part became residential, 40 apartments up there. So you see all these windows here, guys? That's people living up there. Yeah, not me, other people. Don't get me wrong, I wish I lived there. Man, that would be convenient, right? I could walk to work, all these great places to eat, what we call Restaurant Row. Well, as we come through Restaurant Row, you look at some places you might want to eat at after the tour. Let's talk about the World's Fair. I mentioned that a little bit ago. It was held in 1968 because that was our 250th anniversary of San Antonio as a city. Remember, it started May 1st, 1718. 250 years later, 1968, 55 years ago. We had 6 months to show off the city, everything it offers to the whole world. The river walk done more than a quarter century beforehand. The 5 military bases, the 5 missions, and all the many different cultures that make up San Antonio. We continue to celebrate that every day here with people on the boats. Now, just past Restaurant Row, look up high in the sky where I'm pointing. There's another H hotel, the Hilton Palacio del Rio, Palace on the River. Now, that hotel was built in record time for the World's Fair. I'll tell you that story in just a moment. But that's also where we began our tour. So we're coming to the end of our clockwise loop, but not the end of our journey. We're going to take a left turn up here and head eastward about a quarter mile towards the fairgrounds. It's now mainly the convention center, but safety constraints keep us out of there. We'll head in the mall, turn around there, come back out, and then our tour right up there where that pink boat is. So before we do all that, over to my right is Casa Rio, great place for the families. My family would come here when I was a kid. It's also the oldest restaurant on the Riverwalk since October 4th, 1946 by this German guy, Alfred Bayer. Now 4 generations, the same German family, still running the most popular Tex-Mex restaurants here. I like to think of it as good diversity, San Antonio style. We're going to leave it behind, take this left turn. The boat in front of us selling the boat over there to wait. Let us go first. Alright. So as we go into the man-made section, we also have an artisan show going on, about 40 different vendors from within the local area here in San Antonio. So you can do some shopping for Father's Day. It's a few weeks away, but get it ready. So, I mean, I'll tell you the incredible story of the Hilton Palacio de Rio and how it was built in record time for the World's Fair. To begin with, we didn't get started building it until quite late. The crews working around the clock in staggered shifts. We built it so fast, the hotel that's now in Guinness World Records. It's the fastest hotel of its size ever built. 21 floors, almost 500 rooms. We did the whole thing in just 202 days. Start to finish, less than 7 months. What's even more amazing is the way we did it. Check this out, guys. Because we got started so late, we very quickly learned we just didn't have that time to build the way we normally did back then. We came up with this very radical new way to build. Never been done before, but it was so successful it's become quite commonplace today, the whole world over. This is the first mass use of what we call modular construction. You build from the outside in. Just like with a modular home, thinking there's like almost 500 of them as a modular hotel. The way it worked is we learned we could go a lot faster by putting everything inside the rooms first, and then putting the finished rooms in the building one at a time. So even with the plumbing, lighting, electrical, carpeting, furniture, all of it. When the rooms were done, we'd stack them on top of each other like the box you saw behind me, attach them to steel cables, haul them up on cranes, and slip them right into place. Pretty amazing, huh? If you picture Legos meets Tetris, yeah, it gives you a really good visual of what it looked like assembling it. For an even better visual, guys, there's a wonderfully made 21-minute YouTube video. It shows the whole process, because I only had time to give you the quick Cliff Notes version on the next thing. So check it out. It's called The Tall Story, the Hilton Palacio de Rio, and it ends with a grand opening on Monday, the 1st of April. The fair began that very same weekend, just 5 days later on Saturday the 6th, just in time. But like I said, on to the next thing. Everyone take a look to my left. Up above the trees here where I'm pointing, you see this beautiful steeple adorning the top of St. Joseph Katholische Kirche. That would be St. Joseph's Catholic Church. My German's so much better than my Spanish. Same with them. That's why they built it in 1868. 2 years later, they actually outnumbered the Anglos and Hispanics. Their street signs were in 3 languages. Now across the river from St. George's, look over here to my right, another good photo op, nicely framed by the trees. We have come into view the Tower of the Americas. You guys see it? Built as the centerpiece of Hemisphere 68. Elevators take you up to the top. Well, not all the way to the very tip top, of course, but to that top house where the windows are. 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. Even a nice sit-down rotating restaurant up there. You get a lot more information on their website, toweroftheamericas.com. Include the menu for the restaurant. You can make reservations if you like for a special day and time, or just head on over there. So again, we have bealamo.org. and toweroftheamericas.com. But once again, we're not heading into the convention center area off to my right, where what's left of the Fairgrounds and Convention Center. You just walk over there and get to the Tower of the Americas. We're going to take that left turn where all those boats are, and go into the mall, turn around there, come back out. Where the left and right forks meet, there's a giant 16-foot tall sculpture you see there, called the Stargazer, built last year using volcanic stone and marble from Mexico. And you see that star she's holding, that she's gazing at, hence the name Stargazer. But now taking another look over to my right, at the tower. When you add on the height, the radio tower at the very tip top, the radio antenna makes the entire structure 750 feet high, the tallest structure in the city. We're taking another look at me, guys. I'm still the tallest boat captain in the city. Now, it's not going to be as low as they normally would be because I'm going to be in the middle, but it's still not quite high enough. I don't have to duck at least a little bit. But on the way out, it's going to be lower. See how it comes down? Yeah, so just wait for that. Up ahead, there's a boat loading up. Over here on my right, we got the mechanic looking on fixing the steering there. Some power steering fluid. A little bit of a line here, getting a little bit shorter. I don't know if our line is getting shorter or not, but that wasn't pretty long. So as we get set to go into the mall, let me tell you, the mall closes at 6 o'clock today. It's Sunday. Tomorrow and during the week, Monday through Saturday, it's 10 a.m. till 8 p.m. All the families on board. We have Legoland, Discovery Center, and Sea Life Aquarium. They have their own hours. The Dave & Buster's stays open until midnight. We also have a couple of movie theaters, including an IMAX movie theater that plays a very special 45-minute IMAX film about the Battle of the Alamo, called The Alamo, The Price of Freedom. And you know what, guys? It too is in Guinness World Records for being the longest playing IMAX film in history. The only place you can see it in the whole world is right up here inside the mall on our giant 61-foot tall IMAX screen. And if you go early enough, you can save money. That's right. Any of the shows before 4 o'clock will save you up to 25% off. It's matinee pricing. How about that? Don't we all like to save money? I know I sure do. As we come into this lagoon to go around the island, still shallow water here. Let me tell you guys, if you notice, I've now told you about 2 Guinness World Record stories, right? The Hilton Palace in Rio and the Alamo, The Price of Freedom. All right, get ready for our next one, the 3rd Guinness World Record story. This one's crazy, but it's absolutely true. Everybody look to my right. There we go. Right where I'm pointing. See that very tall building? That is the tallest building in the city, 38-story tall hotel, the 1,001-room anchor hotel, the mall, the Marriott Riverside Hotel. Now, get a load of this, guys. The Marriott is not in Guinness World Records, but you know what it is? The hotel that used to be there. Now it's down that way. Yeah, like I said, crazy story. Here it goes. Back in the mid-1980s, when we were building the mall, before Marriott could come in and build their giant hotel, well, we had a little bit of a problem. There was already a hotel in the spot they wanted to build, and they couldn't tear it down because it was historic. It was the 3-story Fairmount Hotel from 1906. So you know what we did, guys? Well, we picked up the Fairmount Hotel and moved it. All 3 million plus pounds. 1,600 tons, in fact. Moved it 6 blocks straight up out in front of us going south. And it took 6 days to move. As you can imagine, it's got to go very slowly when moving something of that size. And today it stands in Guinness World Records as the largest structure ever moved on Ocean City streets. And of course, there's a video. So after you watch the YouTube video of the Hilton Palace in Rio, type in the search field "moving in the Fairmount Hotel," and you'll get the 17-minute video. It's actually a compilation of all the footage I got to see live as it was happening, March and April 1985. So there's 3 Guinness World Record stories, guys, and they all have something to watch: the IMAX film and 2 YouTube videos. And don't forget about the 2 movies we talked about, a little bit of history, some of the sights to see. There's our tour. So I sure hope you guys have enjoyed the tour. And I hope you like my stories. I got one more of them to wrap things up with here. I get set to duck one more time. Here's the story of how we got the name San Antonio long before the town began. May 1st, 1718, with the founding of the first of the 5 missions to feature Alamo. It was the river first, named for St. Anthony de Padua. I'll tell you all about him as soon as I say my head one more time here, guys. Take a look on the way out. It's a lot lower. Oh, yeah. All right. See, I don't have to be in the middle of that one. Okay, over to my right, on with our story, this 8-foot-tall, larger-than-life statue, that is our namesake, St. Anthony de Padua. A little background on him. He was a Franciscan Portuguese priest born in Lisbon, Portugal, the capital. Died in Padua, Italy, hence the name, just west of Venice. He was born a long time ago, over 800 years ago, in the year 1195. Died a few years later, June 13th, 1231. So he didn't live very long, but the point is, by the next year, June 13th had already become his feast day in honor of him. Now, our story begins 360 years later, when on June 13, 1691, Spanish missionaries passing through. They come upon this river. They're so awe-inspired by its beauty. I hope you guys have been as well this gorgeous day here. So they stopped, held mass, gave thanks, and said, let's name this river, of course, after St. Anthony, because it was his feast day after all, June 13th. So, but the local indigenous Native American tribes, the Payaya Indians, told them